So I'm going to show you how to lay a basic click floor in a small area like this bathroom. First of all, get your brush, get rid of any debris, make sure there's no rubbish on the floor. It's going to affect the laying, give you any bits under it. So that's all clear. Now we need to do the underlay. So I just use this underlay for my click floors. It's about £30 a pack from B&Q. Does 6 square metres and it's really easy to use. So yeah, so yeah, this. So some of your click floors will actually have the underlay on the back of them. Just check that the underlay you're using is compatible to the floor that you're using. It's really easy to use. Just use your Stanley knife and just you got your cutting lines. Just cut it in that's it. Put it into position. Just going to notch it round this toilet bit. That's the underlay down. Now I'm going to start laying the floor. If I've got architraves and stuff on that I've got a slot under, I'll start at that end, but because we've just got all the woodworks off in here, no skirting boards and architrave, it's really simple. I'm going to start at that end and just work my way back out. Yeah. This is the floor we're using in here. You can see it's got the long edge, the groove bit, and then that's the tongue bit on there, the small bit. That small bit slots into there. You put it in on an angle, put it down, tap it with your mallet, and it's really simple. So that's your groove edge on that side as well. So I always just work left to right, put one row in at a time, but I'll show you. So my plan here is to put the floor in as far as I can, and I'll be boxing this in. Once I've got the toilet in and the wall-hung vanity unit, I'll box that in, so I'll make sure I go over the floor if I have to bring my box out to suit and stuff like that. So I've got a little bit of play, it doesn't have to be really neat. So what I'm going to do, just going to mark on here, rough guide to centre, that's the edges, and then if I want it to go to about, just a little bit of stuff there, get rid of that. I want it to go to about there, it's about 9 centimetres. 9. Join that up. That. Just got a little curve like that. I don't really have to be too neat because I know the toilet's going to cover all this. So now I just need to cut this. I'll show you how to do that. When I'm cutting the boards, I just use my grinder for my tiles, and it's just really easy to cut the boards with. So yeah, I just use that. You should always have a guard on your grinder. Don't do what I'm doing. Something like this would probably be better using a jigsaw, but my jigsaw's getting fixed at the minute, so that's why I've done that with a grinder. But the grinder is really easy for cutting straight cuts and stuff. It just flies through them. You can also score with a Stanley knife and snap. I don't like doing that. I feel like sometimes it doesn't snap properly. You've got to score it really hard. It's just faster and easier for me to use the grinder, but you find a method that works for yourself, and always make sure to use the correct PPE with whatever you're doing, whatever that may be. So this should slot in nice and neat. Yep, there we go. So next thing to do is just take one edge onto here. Again, that edge will be boxed in, so I don't have to be really neat with my cuts. Makes things easier, so I'm going to go 82. So what I need to do now is to make sure I measure from that side with the small edge on, because remember the other side's got that tongue bit on. So we want that edge to clip into the one I've put down. So we measure from that edge. It was 82. Again, just with the grinder, nice and easy. So watch this bit because it's really important. You've got to line that up so it slots in there, so it's perfectly in. What we don't want is that not in properly. It has to be in, and you'll know if it isn't in right. You can see it's perfectly put up. And we get our mallet, make sure it's down right. And then that's our first row. Keep it nice and square to the back wall, and then we jump onto the next one. Now what we don't want to do is just use another full board here, because I've used a full board. If we just put another full board, there'll be a join. Say if we used full boards all the way, there'll be a join going right down there, and we don't want to do that. It'll create a weak point, and it just won't work. So I use the offcut off this one to go there. I get another full board. Again, got the groove tongue edge there, groove edge there, tongue edge there, and that'll just slot in. Yeah, slots there. And I'm going to measure this one. 43. I'll go and cut that. Got my 43 piece. I'm going to slot that in there. Make sure it lines up top and bottom, and there, perfect. Nice and slot it in. That's it. Now, the way I like to do it is I like to slot the full row in at once. It's just way easier than putting one bit in and trying to get it in, and you've got to click it in twice. So just do it all at once. Makes it way easier. Can be a bit fiddly if you're not used to doing it. Just persevere with it. And you can see just slotting in there, and it should drop down. Sometimes if it doesn't go in right, give it a little tap. And then that's in. We know that's in now. And then you just want to repeat that process. I've kept the offcut of this 43, I'm going to put it there. And I like to do it like that. I like to have random joins in. You can do patterns, so if you wanted to do a brick bond, you would measure half and then go full half, full half. Can do that. I do that if they come in more rectangular shapes, but generally we use these plank ones. And I just stagger the joints randomly, and I'll just carry that on all the way at the end, and then yeah, that should be it. So this last bit, I'm just going to show you how to go around the door. Whenever you're laying any floor, tile floor, brick floor, whatever it is, you want to finish your floor. See this bit, this is the doorstop. This is an old doorstop where it's like kind of rebaited in and it's like part of the door frame. In a more modern one, that would all be flat and you would have a strip of wood going up. You'll have seen them in your own house probably. So what you want to do, you want to finish your floor in the middle of the doorstop, basically. So what that means is, when we put a door trim over it, the door trim will be hidden underneath the door and you'll only see it when it opens, so the floor will just run underneath the door and on the other side the floor will run underneath the door and you won't see it, be a trim over, and yeah, that's the perfect spot to finish it. So I'm just going to show you how to finish this bit. So I've got all cut here, so that looks like it'll fit in there. So I'm going to put that there. So I've got a full bit now. It's going to take both bits of that, door on. So shine light there, mark there, mark there. On this side, each one's you want to mark like that, put it where it will go in there. So we're going to mark there. On this side, line it up there, and that's it. So I've got my mark here, mark there, mark here, mark there. Use a square if you've got one. I haven't, so I'll just do that. Same as this. I don't have to be as neat with my cuts here because I know I've got my architrave is going to come out, skirting boards are going to come out. Skirting boards are only 10 to 20 mil thick depending on what you buy, so I know I don't have to be overly neat. So I'm going to cut this, come back, put it in, I'll cut the last bit for that corner, and then I'll drop the full row in together. There we go, nice easy click floor laid. Took us just under an hour to do, and yeah, it's a really easy floor to do. It's nice for bathrooms, looks great, nice and easy, so crack on.